Now, as Parliament discusses land reform, let's move over to the south of Gauteng, where residents are concerned about illegal dwellings affecting property prices in their neighborhood. The communities of Lenasia South, Enadale, Univille and Lawley are complaining about illegal land occupation. Sekho Moagi was in the area as authorities went to demolish some of the structures. She joins us now back in studio. So, concerns from residents, what exactly are they saying?
Well, the main thing, as you mentioned, is, of course, the property value, they say, is actually just depreciating because of these illegal structures that are actually just mushrooming within those particular areas. Lenasia South actually seeing the most of the mushrooming of these illegal structures. One of the residents telling me that within the next by the 4 weeks now, ending today, they've had about 100 of these illegal structures just mushrooming in different areas. So people find land, they put up the illegal structures, and then they just carry on with life, but not realizing what it's actually doing to the residents that have been there for years as it is. They've also just spoken quite a bit about how what is happening as well is that the electricity is now tripping now and then because of the illegal connections that are happening, and sometimes they don't even have water for a few days because the amount of water for everybody is not enough. But I did speak to, I spoke to Ismail Sahib. He is one of the people from the association, Lenasia South Residents Association, just to give us this information about what exactly they are going through.
Been here now for around 4 weeks, so it's not long. It's mushroomed overnight. It's continuing to grow. This is just not the only section. There's more sections that have come up, and people are just occupying empty spaces. Whether there's a syndicate actually driving it or some political party that's actually playing a part in bringing people in and settling them down. We're unsure, but that's for government to investigate. All we as residents can do is draw attention to the matter.
Now, of course, people are worried about their property prices and what it does for the area, but the reality is, some would argue they're being insensitive because all these people are trying to do is to put a roof over their heads.
Absolutely, and this is what some of the residents also told me, well, the people that have now put up these illegal structures, they say that all that they wanted was to actually find a home for their children or even for themselves, and this is what they have now done. They found a piece of land and they've now decided to actually just erect these illegal structures, just that they can also have a place to call home when they come back from work.
Now, the problem is that some there are allegations that the structures are being sold to people. How is that even possible?
Absolutely. So while we were there, I was speaking to some of the residents, and they got quite upset when the law enforcement authorities came in and started demolishing their homes, saying that they bought their homes for 5,000 rand. And I was like, where did you get, did you buy the shack for 5,000 rand, or did you buy the land for 5,000 rand? And they said they buy the shack for 5,000 rand. Some of them buy it for about 2.5, and what then they do is they get told this particular, so someone will actually erect a shack and then put it on Facebook or put it on a social media platform to say this particular shack in this area is available for this much, and the people that are super desperate for a place to stay, they will then just buy it like that. That's how they get these shacks.
Yeah, and of course police were there today demolishing structures, but will they investigate that these shacks are actually being sold? Because that in itself is illegal.
Absolutely. They did say when I spoke to JMPD that they will be investigating how did people actually get these shacks in the first place, because there are just so many of these people. There are a lot of people in that area, and they did demolish some of the homes, and a lot of people left destitute, saying what must now happen and what will then be the way forward for them. When I also spoke to a young lady who's got about 3 children, and she's like, what must now happen with her and her children? Where must they go if they just decide to demolish these homes? But JMPD really just saying that they will be looking into the selling of these shacks, first of all, and they're saying that they are going according to the PI Act, which you know about now, that if the structure is not occupied, then they are able to demolish and bring it down.
So those people that were actually removed today, where do they sleep?
They've started rebuilding.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks so much for that. Appreciate it. Sekho Moagi.